How you guys doing? Sahi hapa hivi for breakfast. Like I told you at the start, we're going to be talking about cycling. As you can see, I'm all helmet. How do you say it? Helmeted up. Everything is good. I mean, nimeendesha bike so much amo. So you can write about it. But you can join the conversation using the hashtag #breakfast on the internet, on Twitter, and then you can also talk using Assistant TV Kenya across all social media platforms. Toke kwanza kwa baiskeli nitafute jamaa anaitwa Rakesh atuambie all this about cycling. Today we want to find out more about it, and here he is hapa hivi. Unaona hapa nimekusongea. First of all, explain to me how come, and you be polite and kind, how come your tires are thin, mine are not?
Well, I would have said it's because of our body sizes, but no, that's not the reason. The reason is these are two different types of bikes. So this is a mountain bike and this is a road bike. Yeah, so now mountain bike is for the off-road, for where it's bumpy, those barabara mushada, yeah, where it's really rocky, such kind of places. And you need a lot more balance on the road, so you need a wider surface area on the tires. But this is for the tarmac, for the smooth roads, where we usually say that Attire ni kama ina lamba to lamba. The thinner it is, the more
better.
efficient
right.
it is. Yeah.
So talking about cycling, first of all, how long have you been cycling?
I started cycling when I was 10 years old.
Wow, okay.
But well, you know, through it, there's a point when I stopped. But then officially, Nairobi, I've cycled since 2012. Yeah, so started in April, and I started cycling as part of my studies.
As part of your studies? Yes. All right, tell us about that. How does that mix into the...
All right, so I studied tourism management.
Okay.
And then during my internship, I ended up having an internship at a cycling organization. At that point, it didn't make so much sense. But then I fell in love with cycling, and then I merged now cycling is what I was studying, which is tourism, and I do cycling tourism as a business.
All right.
Yeah,
Cycling tourism, right. Okay, so what are some of the basics? I mean, if you're an amateur and you want to start off, I say I want to cycle today, maybe I have just some knowledge like kuendesha bike ile kitambo ile. Yes. What are the basics? How do you start?
Okay, so first you need a bike.
Okay, yeah.
And the getting that bike is usually the most interesting bit. And when you're looking for a bike, the first thing you have to consider is what kind of cycling do you want to do. That is where you see that two types
the
of
difference,
bike
right?
Yeah. So do you want to go mostly on the road, or do you want to go off-road, or do you want to be able to do both? That's one. And also, do you want to commute? Do you want to go competitive? That comes on to now the frame and the posters on the bike. But now, as simple as what kind of cycling do you want to do? All right, let's say you want to go mountain biking.
Right.
You want to ride off-road, which is what you can do in Karura Forest, for instance, or in Ngong. You want to do that. Now, then, that means you are talking mountain bike. So, what kind of a mountain bike are you looking at? Are you looking at a mountain bike that will have shocks?
So these ones have shocks right here. If you can show, so these are the shocks. Okay.
If you press down, like if you're really going on a bump here, like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That helps you on the very bumpy stretches. So do you want that, or do you want one that you call a rigid fork? Like this, that does not have suspension. This would be good on smooth roads again. Then you come to the components of the bike. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Before components, you talk about the frame.
Yes.
Now that is, we are talking about your height.
Yes.
How tall are you versus what kind of a bike you need. So you see, mine is smaller than you.
Yes. Height-wise.
This is big.
Yes.
So there are ratios. There is a bike frame calculator online that you can use. Yes. There's a bike frame calculator online that you can use to determine what frame size you'll get. For a 6 foot, you'll look for something 21 inch and above. Then from there, now you look at the components, the gearing, what speed of a bike are you getting, what braking system does it have. Yours here has disc brakes, hydraulic disc brakes. Mine has just rubber V brakes. Yes. Different. Yours is much better. Yeah. And then those will now inform the price of the bike. The more sophisticated the components, the more expensive the bike is. Yeah. And the bike frames that are common is made of steel, aluminum, and carbon. Now, from steel towards carbon, it gets more expensive, because the lighter the bike, the more efficient it is, and the more expensive it becomes. That's basically.
So if, like, for, you know, even when we were doing, I remember before we started riding right now, you had to check out the height and of the saddle.
Yeah, now the frame comes in. First, the frame has to be light, then you can raise the saddle to your perfect height.
So ideally, those guys who ride the... Oh, sorry. I forgot. So just explain that again.
Okay, so the reason why we adjusted the saddle is because your height is very determinant on how you cycle, and the saddle height is determined by your waist length, because it's from the saddle down that your legs will be more active. So if you're not comfortable saddle wise, if you're not comfortable on the bike, you will have a very painful experience. But cycling is supposed to be fun, so that is why we had one.
So you measure it according to your waist right here, so come on,
according to your waist. Yeah, and then we see right there, and you also realize that when you're sitting on it, having measured that way, you're very comfortable. Yeah.
Very interesting stuff right here, and we're going to be talking more. If you have any questions and views and comments about this, of course, for Mr. Rakesh is here, and he's going to be telling us about the whole bike setup and the different gears. Just talk about the gears and the speeds. Yes, so tell us about that as well.
So you know the most common bikes that most of us really know of are the black mambas, and these are, we call them single speed because you only have one gear. There is no changing anywhere. So the reason why gears were invented, from my point of view, was to make your cycling easier regardless of the terrain or the altitude that you're cycling on. So you have gears on both sides. You have on your left hand side 3 gears, on the right hand side, now that is dependent. You get from 5 up to 11 on the right hand side. So now that balance, 3 times 11 becomes 33. 3 times 5 becomes 15. Those are the speeds. So you'd say this is a 15 speed bike, this is a 33 speed bike, because of the number of gears that you can use. Yes.
So we're going to move a little bit into the fray over here, join the rest of the guys here, try to see if I can stop a few of them, see if I can ask them some questions. Sorry about that. So there is the gentleman here who is doing the stunts. Acha niingia hapa katikati yenu pole pole hapo sawa, hata mimi niko ndani. All right, so now 1 2 make a circle, 3 4 a big circle. All right, so of course if you have any questions, views, comments, suggestions as well, the hashtag to use is for Breakfast and Artists, and TV Kenya is the handle to use. I want to see if I can grab one of the ladies to come and have a little conversation as well on the same. Here we go. Okay, so all right. So tell us your name.
My name is Josephine Karani from Bicycle Adventures. I've been cycling since I was young, but I seriously started cycling last year, and I'm loving it, and it's becoming addictive in a good way, I can say. Yeah.
So you cycle for fun, for health, or?
I cycle for fun and for health. Yeah, because as I'm having fun, I'm keeping fit. And to save time in Nairobi, I don't want I beat traffic in a way. Yeah.
So this is your mode of transportation?
Yeah, this is my mode of transport. Yes.
Yeah, lucky you, and avoid my traffic jams. All right. So we can see you all kitted up and everything, and so tell us about like what we got on over here that's helping you stay safe.
The helmet first. In case of a crash or anything, and then my shorts, they're padded so that when I'm pedaling, they help me. I don't hurt my butt.
Important not to hurt the posterior, because of watershed we call it posterior.
Yes, and then my jersey has pockets, so I can put anything I want, and then I can carry maybe my whatever, my phone, in case I want to record my ride, and any other things. Yeah, the gadgets, I can say. Yeah, right.
All right, I'll let you join the fray and call Mr. Stuntman as well. Akuje janisikia ameenda lakini I don't know akuje. He's been doing stunts since the beginning of the show. I want to find out a little bit more about him. Apo sawa. Aya. Okay. All right. So tell us, first of all, what's your name?
My name is David Ndada from Veranos team. Yep.
All right. So how long, first of all, have you been cycling enough to do those stunts that you're doing?
Okay, I started cycling in 2009, but got competitive around 2011. So I've been trying stunts for the last, I think, 4 years. Sure.
And so in these 4 years, how long did it take you to perfect the art? Are you still perfecting it? Have you had some injuries?
I think each and every day is a learning day. So once you get a single trick, you keep on learning another one. You go to the next one, like that. Yeah.
What is your favorite trick?
I don't know. I got a few, but I think balancing on the bike, being on the bike and taking the balance is my favorite. Yep.
Okay, cool. We'll see if you can get to do some more tricks even as we go on along. But I see Joey is also here. You have to time it, Joey, so you come in right in the middle. There you go. All right.
Because I don't want to die.
All right. So, yep. So we're here. I'll talk about cycling. So gonna talk to you. I'll let you talk to the lady as I go and look for my bike and keep on cycling.
All right.
Yes, sir?
Oh, you have a bike?
Yeah, I got a bike.
I didn't know that. Hi, Justine. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
How long have you been cycling?
About 8 months now.
And what got you into it?
I started for commute because I moved to a place where there are no matatus, so I had to get a bike to get me from my house to work.
So you commute to work on a bike every day?
Every day.
I mean, do you feel safe?
Let's just say my heart has been in my mouth for the longest time. Yeah, but it's been one of the best experiences ever. It makes you more alert. And you may know that cyclists have less accidents than motorbikes.
I did not know that.
Yeah. You just get to be more careful and alert. So long as you concentrate and you're patient. Because most of the times you'll move faster than cars. Like, I know
Traffic.
Yes, because of traffic. But you need to be patient and to concentrate. Like, I always count every 2 minutes. Every 2 seconds I look back. Yeah? Yeah.
Everything happening around you.
Yes.
How did you select this particular bike here?
This is my second bike. My first bike was huge. And every time I was in a place where there are other cyclists, I'd feel out of place. Because everyone had such nice sleek bikes. So, but for first timers and for commute, this is a hybrid bike. And it serves both the purpose of speed, but also comfort. Yes.
Now, I'm curious, since you said you commute to work every day, when you're not going to work, do you also cycle? Like, do you do it on the weekends?
Yes, I cycle to go do my shopping, grocery shopping.
No, and how do you carry the bags?
I usually have a backpack, so I stuff everything in it. I cycle to go do my hair.
This is how you run your errands and live your life.
Yes, I'm basically on the bike. Then we cycle. We have a Sunday cycle where we go about 50 kilometers. It's a friendly neighborhood.
How many kilometers?
50.
50.
It's very...
Actually, just.
Yes.
That's quite a stretch.
Yeah, but it's nice because it's also good for networking. You get to meet people in different cycles, different races, different age groups. But it's a neighborhood, right? We start at Spring Valley, then you go round Lower Kabete. We go to I get to know parts of Nairobi that I never, used to know before, and actually moved because of that, because I found a place that had green and clean air. Yeah, so I moved there because of cycling.
Because you've gotten to know Nairobi quite well. Willis is back. I believe you now. Where'd you get this bike from?
I got it from Mr. Rakesh over here, and he taught me about waist nini.
Waist nini. You don't sound like you learned a lot.
No, I mean, your waist has to be the height of the saddle, so that you're comfortable and you got your back. Design. Akwapi Rakesh kwanza.
Akwapi Rakesh.
Right here, I need to ask him some more questions about cycling.
I'll move out of the way.
Right. So here we go. So we're at the same level, yes sir. So, most guys, like you said, is cycling at Karura. People take it for health benefits. What are some of the health benefits of cycling?
Oh, a whole lot of us have lost weight from cycling.
You lost weight? Okay.
I've lost weight from cycling. That's just the one most common one. But you keep fit all through while you're having fun. There's they're called endorphins. They're happy hormones. After cycling, if you had anything that probably would have worried you at that point, mentally you just feel all right on the mental bit. And just look at us. Look at us.
Yeah, excited people. Hata mimi niko na hizo endorphin. Niko na endorphins.
Yeah. misuli ikuwe pia size yake, but that is now on the fitness bit. But being on the bike and you're going to Karura, for instance, and going to other places like Ngong, which is what we do at Bicycle Adventures, you get to see these different amazing places in Kenya, and you interact with these different people out here. Look at this community, and there's just a bit of it. And then this guy is going to training. Look at some of the legs over here, you know. So that you can never be fat and be a cyclist. You will always be burning that fat. And these are kind of disease, cancer related disease that come out of just your lazy obesity, just lazy, you're not moving about. Cycling helps. Time.
So how many times a week, or like one of them we interview say that's their mode of transportation sometimes, but if it's not your primary mode of transportation, how many times a week, or how often should you do it?
There is a quote that says, cycle as short as you can or as long as you can, but whatever you do, make sure you cycle. You can ride for 10 minutes. If that's the only time you have, if it's 10 minutes a day, ride that. If you have 1 hour a day, ride that. If you have the whole day, you can ride the whole week, every single day, ride. But most people ride over the weekends. We call them the weekend warriors. You work all through the week, then on Saturday or Sunday, you have a ride. And that is where, again, Bicycle Adventures comes in. So you have a ride, go meet friends or meet different people and ride to Naivasha, if you are that strong, ride in Karura, or just ride in your neighborhood. And you don't have to be, for instance, dressed in this way. This is the ideal way for cycling. But when you're starting off, you're comfortable cycling, right?
Yes, very.
You are not wearing our spandex. So cycling can be for everyone. It is for everyone. Yes.
All right. And also, apart from that, the question is, most people, when you walk in the supermarket and you look at the price of some of the what do you do now? Like, how much? Give us like a range of how expensive the bikes can be.
Every hobby, you may never understand its value until you get into it. Yeah, I don't understand why golf clubs are that expensive sometimes either. I'm not into golf. When you come into cycling, you come to realize that bikes become expensive depending on how they perform. So your range is anywhere between 8,000 on the very minimum to as high as 1 million. Or even
bike come here 1 million.
Or even more. But the most common range here in the country, second-hand to brand new bikes, is between 15,000 and 60,000. Yes, that is what's common. So, but I usually advise people, your first bike, don't make it too expensive. Budget between 15 and 35. Get a bike. Start with that. If you love cycling, then now you also get to understand the different components and the performance on the bike. Then you now upgrade. And okay, I used to have a bike that did not have shocks. Now I need a bike that has shocks. You move to that. Now it will start making more sense to you. Yeah.
All right. Of course, cool stuff right now. We're going to continue cycling and introduce Joey back in the fray again. Stop. We need like somebody with a stop sign, like so to get you through.
Like getting through the maze here. But I just wanted to speak to, yes, you lady, come back over. Willis, I hope you're actually working out. So tell me your name, please. Ruth. Okay. Now, a big part of, because you were trying to get me to get on a bike, and I told you I'm not dressed for the part. So a big part of cycling is the attire, right? So maybe you can just take us through where you get these clothes, how much they cost, because it's quite an investment, right?
Yes, it is. First of all, you need a helmet. That's obviously, because we have very reckless drivers, unfortunately, who do not respect cyclists. So you need that. You need the gloves, and then you need the shorts that are padded. They have I don't know if I show my yeah.
No, it's all right. We get the picture.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, and then this is sweat-proof. So when you sweat, it's easy for you to dry off. So you're not sitting in wet clothes for a long time.
And you were saying that we have motorists who don't respect cyclists. Do you guys have a special lane that you're supposed to use? I mean, do you just get on the road with all the cars and everything?
Yes, we get on the road with all the cars because there's no space you're supposed to use. The government has not provided that for us. So unfortunately, Kenya is not really a cycling hub yet.
We don't have sidewalks.
we can't cycle on sidewalks. There are people walking there, so we're going to just ram into them. We have a cycling lane on Thika Road, but then guys sell sweets there, and there's hawkers, and there's matatu lane, driver stages, so you really cannot cycle there. So if you want to get from point one to the next one real quick, you just have to join the cars on the highway. So that's what we do. You just risk it.
Just kind of navigate.
Exactly. So you just have to be kichwangumu.
Have you ever been in an accident?
Yeah, nothing serious, nothing serious. Well, of course, the side mirror hits the handlebar and then you lose your balance and then you fall. They either drive off rather, or some of them stop and see whether you're okay, but most of them just drive off.
So it's a little bit of a risk to get out on the road.
Plus, they get to damage a lot of things on the bike. So maybe you spoil my derailleur and I tell you it's 4,000 and you're like, shika mia moja. You know, it's just disrespectful. And
how much do these bikes go for? I forgot to ask that part.
We have this type of bike, and this is a road bike, and we have a mountain bike. This one is like 90,000.
90.
Yeah, 90,000.
So it is quite an investment, and if something gets ruined, you would need to be compensated.
Exactly. So we have a few insurance agencies that offer insurance for cyclists, but it's not really there yet. Even cyclists are not aware of it, so maybe they should
look into that more.
Exactly.
All right, so if I don't have 90,000, can I buy one used?
Yes. Actually, 90,000 is the used.
Stop it.
Steak. Yeah, but the mountain bikes are a bit cheaper. You can find one for, like I have one for 30,000, quite affordable, and then you get helmets. Helmet is like 2,000, plus gloves 1,000 shillings. The kits you can get between 500 and 2,000 depending on how much your pockets is willing to chop.
How much it is that there's in. So once you get a 90,000 shilling bike to whatever destination you're going to, you have to make sure that it's safe there, right? So what types of precautions do you take to make sure people don't run off with your bike?
I go upstairs with it. If I have to go to 19th floor of a building, right there in the lift with it.
Seriously?
Yeah, because we have a friend who lost his bike by leaving it to the watchman and found the watchman had already gone away with it. So who are you going to blame? Exactly. You can't blame the building, you can't blame anybody but yourself.
Take it with you.
Take it with you.
Yeah. All right, so thank you so much for sharing and telling us more about your biking adventure. Willis?
Yeah.
Are you out of breath yet?
Not yet.
And you're not working hard enough?
Really? I used to be told when I was young, Willy, usifanye Willy. I used to pop a wheelie like this. Hapo karibu inaumiza. But anyway, let's take a look at what people are saying online. Kuna Pascal Otunga anasema Aki Willis umefanya my junior anataka bike. Kama unataka bike hiyo ni mzuri sana. And then kuna mwingine hapa wanaji-advertise hapa hivi mtu anasema they invested 24,000 shillings to buy their bike. And they recently sold it for 100,000 shillings.
How does that work?
You should ask Rakesh how that works.
There's also investment opportunities. I didn't know.
In the bike business. Well, hold on, my Twitter. Yes, then kuna mtu hapa anasema tunangoja kuona Willis kwa baiskeli ama namna gani? My friend, si umeniona kwa baiskeli, my friend. Aki mmenimaliza. And then yes, Mary Patton anasema successful people look like you. Yeah. And the great Manchester United. What's your design? Yes, I was wanting to invite Rakesh back. Rakesh, kuna mtu hapa Twitter anasema alinunua bike yake 24k na akaiuza 100,000. What may have caused that?
The possibilities are he bought it for 24,000 and then he upgraded the components. Yeah, because the components are usually the most expensive part in the bike. So, but there's no possibility of buying it at 24,000 and selling it for 100,000 in the same state, unless aligonga mtu vibaya sana.
Well, there's that.
But ideally, that's what.
All right. So when it comes to the, kitting, I see you're very well kitted and everything, and we talked about how you can just do it for fun and stuff like that. So tell us about some of the activities that you guys hold and how somebody can maybe wants to get involved and join you guys, like you said, the weekend warriors. Yes.
You want to be a weekend warrior?
Yeah, probably. If you can give me the bike, e-bike ikikuja free, nitakuwa weekend warrior.
Okay, to join us, our weekend rides are anywhere between 15 kilometers to 150 kilometers.
Wow, 150 kilometers. Hiyo ni Naivasha ma.
Hii hata inafika Nakuru in a single day. But we gauge them to be able to accommodate people of different cycling abilities. If you are a beginner, the 15 kilometers is okay. Like yesterday we were riding to Olepolos to eat nyama choma, you know. Wakenya tunapenda nyama. So it's called bike to barbecue. And
hiyo nitakuja bike to barbecue.
And you can find us online by baiskeliadventures.com. Follow us on Facebook, Baiskeli Adventures, on Twitter and Instagram at Baiskeli Adventures. And for you to be able to participate in these rides and enjoy, one requirement is a bike. The second requirement, your helmet. Very important. Then for the comfort of your cycling, this is when I will look at this. It is padded around the
posterior. Yes, the posterior is padded,
so that you don't suffer so much on the ride. But other than that, it's just the spirit of adventure that you need. Whether it's 10 minutes on the saddle or a whole day on the bike, be able to be out there and enjoy yourself. Yes.
All right then, awesome stuff. I hope we have also convinced Joey here to join.
I do cycle. I'm just not dressed for the part today.
So you cycle?
Yes, I do.
Hata any weekend warrior on a cycle weekend pekak.
Spirit of adventure.
Have that.
I have it.
All right. I'd like to say a big thank you to Baiskeli Adventures and Mr. Rakesh for joining us today, and also for everybody who's been on the Power Breakfast Show today. Your guest.
Yes, Wangeshi Mwangi, thank you so much for coming through. It was a great Power Woman interview for a Monday.
Right, and also Fred, ujue uko kazini kesho, tafadhali siku za kulala zimeisha. All right, we want to wind it up and also remind you should stay tuned, because coming up immediately after this is Citizen Extras, our brand new set that you want to watch. It's going to be informative and comprehensive as always, as is the Citizen TV tradition. We have reporters across different locations that are going to be bringing you up to date and comprehensive coverage of the day's events and of news in general. So stay tuned to Citizen TV for that as well. But for now though, jina langu ni Willis Saburu, reminding you that successful people look like you, and like you saw yesterday, the great Manchester United. Naneva.
My name is Joey Mutengi. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you back here tomorrow morning.
Peace.